Hello everyone, we are doing chapter number 9 of history, the making of national movement 1970s to 1947. In this part, we will discuss about the growth of mass nationalism. After 1919, the struggle against British rule gradually became a mass movement involving peasants, tribals, students, women, and factory owners. The First World War changed the economic and political situation in India. There was a sharp price rise which increased the problems of the common people. So, huge rise in defense expenditure, which was imparted on individual income as taxes, led to price rise for common people. But businessmen received fabulous profit from the war as the war increased the demand for all kinds of goods. Reduced import from other countries into India meant that the new demand was being met by the Indian business houses. The business groups now began to demand more opportunities for development. Many people from the villages were forced to serve in the British Army during the war. Exposure to the alien lands helped them in understanding the exploitation being done by the colonial powers in other parts of the world. 1917 revolution in Russia inspired the local workers. The Russian Revolution took place in 1917 and news about peasants and workers' struggle and ideas of socialism also reached the nationalists in India. Advent of Mahatma Gandhi. 1895, Mahatma Gandhi, with the other Indian leaders, established Natal Congress in Durban, South Africa, to fight racial discrimination. He arrived in India from South Africa in 1915. Because of his movement against racial restriction in South Africa, he had already become a respected leader. Gandhiji first wanted to understand the people, the needs, and the overall situation. First, he had contact with the various types of Indians like in Hindus, Muslims, Parsis, Christians, Gujaratis, Tamils, North Indians, and upper class merchants, lawyers, and workers. The first year, he traveled throughout the India to understand needs and the overall situation. His earliest participation in local movement was Champaran, Kheda, and Ahmedabad, where he came into contact with the Rajendra Prasad and Vallabhai Patel. 1918 successful mill workers strike in Ahmedabad. Rowlatt Act. Rowlatt Act was passed in 1919, that is Satyagraha against the Rowlatt Act, and it curbed means hold back fundamental rights like the freedom of expression and strengthened police powers. Criticized by Gandhiji and Jinnah as devilish and 6th April as day of humiliation and prayer with hartals means strikes. So that means Mahatma Gandhi and Muhammad Ali Jinnah and others felt that the government had no right to restrict people's basic freedoms. Gandhiji appealed to the Indian people to observe 6th April 1919 as a day of the non-violent opposition to this act as a day of humiliation and prayer and harta. Satyagraha Sabhas were set up to launch the movement. This Satyagraha turned out to be the first all India struggle against the British government. There were a number of demonstrations and hartals in the country, and the British government used brutal measures to suppress them. So, the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, 13th April 1919, was one example to such brutal measures. Rabindranath Tagore renounced means refused to recognize his knighthood. Knighthood means honor granted by the British Crown for exceptional achievement. So Tagore renounced this knighthood. And Hindus and Muslims were united against the fight. And Gandhi wanted that the Hindus and Muslims should support each other for just cause. Khilafat agitation. 1920, British imposed treaty on Turkish Sultan or Khalifa. After the First World War, a harsh treaty was imposed on the Turkish Sultan or Khalifa. Muslims wanted that the Khalifa should be allowed to retain control over Muslim sacred, means holy, places in the erstwhile Ottoman Empire. The leaders of the Khilafat agitation, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, wanted to associate with the non cooperation movement, and Gandhiji supported the Khilafat movement. So, their Congress campaign engaged the Jallianwala massacre, Khilafat wrong, and demand Swaraj. Have a nice day, student.